A very good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone present here today. A very warm welcome to OPassion Singapore, Malaysia Global. My name is Jeannie Tan, your host today, and OPassion was formed in November 2020, run by a group of dedicated host members. We had our first trial webinar on the 23rd of September 2021, and our first public webinar was on the 30th of September 2021, under the mentorship of Dr. Bill Williams. We meet on every Thursday. The mission of OPassion is to ignite passion for humanity, to nurture mindset and leadership for passion and OBLESS, and to form passion groups for good causes. So today our special speaker is none other than Dr. Tunishai Ford. And before I call upon Dr. Tunishai, I would like Mabel to take over the next segment, please.
Yes, let me show what Kumaran has prepared for us.
Sister Mabel.
Yes.
It's a mix. It's a plan A plus plan B.
All in one, right? All in one, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful.
This is just the beginning. I'm very happy how it came out. Nothing like we planned, but it was perfect.
We go to the top with the Philippines. We go to the top with the Netherlands.
Singapore.
We go Singapore.
Absolutely.
All
We are in
around.
Singapore. We'll make a show of it. Yeah.
Bangladesh.
Yeah, indeed.
See you at the top.
See you at the top. Thank you, Dr. Bill. Appreciate you.
We are here, we are on passive, shining bright into the future. We rise high with one heart and revolution, lifting up humanity as we rise, standing tall, hand in hand. We are the unicorn, we are the stars. In it to win it, in it to win it. In it to win it, in it to win it. Bringing hope, shining the light. We're a nation, we are rising with one love, with one goal, bringing solution, lifting up humanity. Let's rise high, standing tall, hand in hand. We are the unicorn, we are the stars. In it to win it, in it to win it, to win it.
Greetings to my Singapore, Malaysia family, and other global brand ambassadors. Thank you for joining me today on Thursday, September 12th at 9 o'clock p.m. Singapore time and 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. My topic today is the top 10 practical ways to protect your identity. Join me as we cover 10 simple ways we can keep ourselves safe from fraud and scams and keep our identity safe. Blessings to all of you.
If you overcame great challenges in life or experienced a spiritual journey, email Dr. T Show at www.producer@drtford.com. To advertise, donate, or support this program, contact us at producer@drtford.com or mail checks and money orders payable to the Dr. Tunishai Ford Show, P.O. Box 2266, Southgate, Michigan, 48195. More information is available at drtford.com.
Thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed today's show. As we enjoy this holiday season, I would like to encourage you to display a character of excellence by which its fruit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. But the greatest of all these characteristics is love. You see, love alone is patient, is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, nor is it rude. Love is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, and it keeps no record of wrongdoing. It rejoices with the truth. Love never fails. Therefore, during this season, as we commemorate the greatest act of love, the act of giving, let's remember that love should first start with you and then allow it to spread to others. Happy holiday to all of our viewers. And as you give the perfect gift of love to your family, friends, and neighbors, remember to love yourself and be an inspiration to others as you discover your own uniqueness. God bless.
We promised our founders, as always, we over-delivered. Stay tuned for much more to come.
Hey, Bill, that one is a real Dr. Tunishai. It's not an AI.
Wow. Oh my God. Thank you so much, Kumaran. Oh my God. Wow. Okay.
Thank you, Kumaran. It was fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Dr. T, that one is which year?
Which fantastic. Wonderful. Wonderful.
The green color dress is very, very expensive, I think.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, let me introduce, although she doesn't need introduction, but we still want to honor this lady. And Dr. T, I really want to say, and we want to say some personal word that we really appreciate you. And we thank you for walking this journey with OPassion and personally with us. We are blessed to have you nurture us and empowering us and with life's keys and gems, sharpening our focus, growing our mindset. And then Dr. T is, as what Kumaran has shared some background about her, she is the founder and CEO of Your Uniqueness, Inc., a charitable and a non-profit organization. It is about self-improvement, overcoming barriers, realizing full potential and destiny. She's an international transformational speaker, life coach, empowerment trainer, teacher of life skills, and then former host of this TV talk show, Dr. Tunishai Ford. And then she is the editor-in-chief of an online international magazine, Discovering You magazine, and you can subscribe for it free. Now, let me share one slide here of the books that Dr. T has written. It is worth for me to, can you all see it? Yes, Dr. T has 4 books.
Yeah.
4 books, beautiful 4 books. I miss the hurts, I miss the hugs, not the hurts. And then another book, Taking Control of Your Life. The third one, The Spirit in You. And recently she said some gems with us in this book. This is a comma in your life, not a period. So these 4 books is available online, and maybe Antoinette will share with us again the online link for it. But this is the lady, the author, the trainer of these 4 books, and she is live with us tonight. This morning tonight. So Dr. T, I know tonight you're sharing with us the top 10 practical ways to protect our identity. The platform is yours. Take as long as you need. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so much. And I hope you know, John, that I was auditioning for one of your upcoming features. When Kumaran played that little clip, I was auditioning. Did I do okay?
Oh, very nice. Yes, very nice.
I was auditioning, okay? I hope I passed the test. So call me. Call me.
Oh, yeah, don't worry.
All right. Anyway, thank you so much. I am just so elated. I just love, I'm going to be honest with you. I love this platform. You know, I love all of you, you know, and I look forward to being with you all when it's my turn to speak. And even if the days that I'm not supposed to be speaking, I love being here with you all. You know, you all have been such a tremendous blessing to me. You have allowed me to expand my reach. You have allowed me to just grow spiritually. You know, I have such a awesome affection for all of you, you know, and those of you who I don't know very well, who come on and visit from time to time, I appreciate you. And the topic that I'm going to share today is very, very important to me. And I don't know if Dr. Benny's with us. I didn't see her come in, but every Tuesday for several months, Dr. Benny has been talking about cyber security, you know, protecting yourself from fraud and scams. And I'm not the expert in that area, but I realize that this is a very real issue, ladies and gentlemen. You know, this is a very real issue. We have a lot of evil people in the world, and we have to find a way, or should I say ways, to protect ourselves. We must look out for our interests because people will steal our identity and ruin our lives. Now, again, I am not the expert in cybersecurity, but I thought of, hey, what about some practical ways? Some practical ways to help guard ourselves, safeguard ourselves from those thieves who don't care anything about our lives. They're too lazy to go out there and get a job or get a career. So their career is to come out and hurt each and every one of us. So I want to give us simple ways and things that you might already do, that you may even be aware that you're doing. And if you're not doing these things, let's start doing it. And this particular topic is for Dr. T first. I'm the first partaker because I'm guilty of not doing many of these things. So when I did my research and looked at this, I said, oh my goodness, I've got to start doing these things. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. So that's why I want to share with you all the importance of practicing these simple ways to protect your identity. So the first thing I want to share with you all today is something very, very simple, very simple. Make sure that you keep your mail safe. For those of you who have not gone green, you know, you still get physical mail, your bills and things like that. You want to keep those things safe. Now, I live in a condo complex, so I get my mail. I have to use a key to physically get my mail. And the mailman puts it in the mailbox with a key, and I retrieve it with a key. But there's so many people who have single-family homes, and the mailbox is off in the distance where it might be on their lawn. And they have to physically go to their mailbox, pull the lid down, which is not locked, and get their mail. So what I want to just give you all as a tidbit is if you're in that situation, make sure that you get your mail out every single day. If you have a relationship with your mailman or mailwoman, you know, if you know they come at a certain time, make sure you're going to your mailbox on a regular basis at the same time. Do not allow your mail to just, you know what I'm trying to say. Don't let it pile up, because if you let it pile up and people see that you're not getting your mail I don't care if you live in the suburbs. I don't care where you live. People are watching you. There are people out there who scam, who are cheating, who are trying to steal. If they're watching you go to your mailbox and they see that you're not retrieving your mail, then you become a victim. And also, if you're traveling, make sure, this is something that's so simple that people don't do. If you are traveling, notify your local post office and let them know I'll be out of town for a week or two. All right? That means they will not deliver your mail. Don't rely on a relative or a friend. Because what if the relative or friend doesn't go to your mailbox every day and they allow the mail to pile up? Then you're in the same situation. You'll get a P.O. box. If you don't want to have mail come to your house, get a P.O. box. But make sure that you protect your mail. Now, isn't that simple? You said, Dr. T, that's simple. But that's something that a lot of people don't do. So again, make sure if you don't have a lockbox, if your mailbox is not locked, then make sure that you're checking your mail, getting your mail every single day. Okay, again, if you travel, make sure you go and stop your mail from running to your home, and make sure that when you let them know when you're going to be coming back, so they can start the delivery again, or you go to the post office and pick up your mail. Okay? All right, so that's number one. Keep your mail safe. And that is so simple. That is so simple. Mr. Dr. T, is that it? That's it. Number one, keep your mail safe. Number two, read your account statements. Dr. T, come on now. Yes, that's right. Read your account statements. I'm guilty. I don't do it. When I get my account statements, all I do is look at the balance, make sure it's going down. I'm paying my bills. But do you ever check to see what's on your statement? Look at the activities on your statement. What is something that's on your statement that you didn't put there? Because sometimes because of you're busy, the hustle and bustle of your life, you may be spending the money or using your card, paying your bill off, and you may be paying off somebody else's debt. Something on your statement that you did not put there. Also pay attention to your medical bills. That's important. Pay attention to your medical bill. When you get your medical bill or you get your statement, it doesn't have to be a bill, but your statement, you get a statement every month or quarterly, however they send the bill, or it's not really a bill, it's a statement. And look at your statement and see if everything on that statement is a service that you received. Two things can happen. A doctor can bill your insurance company for something that you didn't even have, a service you didn't even have, or somebody can actually get a hold of your account and start using your insurance. I'm telling you, they're so shrewd. They're brilliant out here. People who are trying to steal your identity, they know how to do it. So make sure that you're checking your bank statements. Make sure that you're checking your credit card statements. Make sure that everything on your statement, you are the one who's responsible for that particular activity. And also, like again, pay attention to your medical bill. Do not be deceived. Pay attention to your bills. Pay attention to your statements. Don't just look at the balance. Look at the statements and make sure all the activities are the activities that you remember. If you don't remember, maybe you did do it. Call the company up. Hey, I'm looking at an activity that I don't recognize here. When did that take place? And they'll say, okay, but that transaction took place on such a date. Maybe you were busy that day. Maybe you don't remember. Maybe you did it. But if it rises suspicion, check it out. Don't take it for granted. This is very, very important, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very important. You want to protect your identity. All right. And these are simple ways, simple things that you can do to protect yourself. Number three, check your credit reports. Now, be honest. How many of you check your credit reports? Probably very few. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm being transparent. I haven't done that. I haven't checked my credit report. I check my credit score. Every other day, I'm checking my credit score. But guess what I need to be doing? I need to be checking my credit report. Same thing with the bills. You can look at your report and you can get and this is normally free. I don't know how it is in other countries, but in America, you can also check your report. You have one free time that you can check your reports. And I think Antoinette put the website in the chat. Okay, it's www.annualcreditreport.com. Make sure you check your reports and make sure that they agree with the transactions or the bills that you've made. Okay, make sure that you don't have something unusual on your credit report that you don't recognize. Again, Every single day, something is happening. People are being scammed. 1 out of 5 people are being scammed, are going through fraud. 1 out of 5 people are going through this. So you want to make sure that you don't only check your score, and your scores are your score is a very good indicator too, because now if you know that you've been paying your bills on time and your credit score is getting worse, there's an issue. Okay, that's why it's so important that you're checking your score as well as your credit report, and make sure that all 3 credit agencies, they coincide. They have the same activities or the same accounts on all 3 of them. All right, that's very, very important, because sometimes it may be an error. Okay, they may have the wrong address on there. Okay, they may have a transaction that a particular company on there that you don't recognize. All right, because they make mistakes too. But you want to make sure that you're not going to be held accountable. And if your credit score is going down and you know that you've been faithful in paying your bills, that's an alarm. Make sure that you're checking that out. Don't take anything for granted. So again, these are what? Simple ways, practical ways to protect yourself, because they're out there. The scammers are out there. They're very sophisticated and they know what they are doing. So that's number 3. Check your credit reports. Number 4, shred. 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 Did you hear me? I said, John said, shred. 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 Okay, all right. Do you know that thieves are so, look at Cameron, he's up there smiling, shred. Okay. Do you know that thieves are so sophisticated now? They actually will go into your trash can. Now, where I live, we have to gather our trash. We go to a dumpster. All right. But some people live in those, again, in those single family homes where they put their trash and their garbage out in front of their homes. All right. And that gives a thief the opportunity to do what? Because once it leaves your house, it's on the ground. It's like it's free game. They can go through there and look. It's not there. If you shredded it, they can't see what you're doing. Make sure that you're shredding things. Even if you get mail, you know how you may get mail and it says you're pre-approved for a credit card, or they have a particular activity going on they want you to get involved in that you have to sign up for. Shred those things. Because what if somebody gets a pre-approval statement and they open up that account? All they have to do is make a phone call. All right, or put in the right information, because they have your information. Okay, they have your information and they can just open up a card in your name. So make sure you shred those things. Also, when you get your statements, when you read your statements and you're finished with that, you paid that bill, shred it. Not only does it help a thief who's not going to be able to get to your stuff, it's going to also keep your home uncluttered. In addition to, if you have family members who live with you, like maybe young people, they might be a child, or I mean, not a child, but a teenager, or maybe your grandchildren, or you may have teenage children. And a lot of times they have traffic coming out of your home. You might be able to trust them, but what about their friends? If you have mail hanging around, you know what I'm saying, and you haven't shredded that information, somebody may pick that up. Is that right? They can pick that up and walk off with that. And the next thing you know, somebody is using your Social Security number, or they're doing fraudulent activity with your account. So make sure that you are shredding. Read your mail, and whatever it is, shred it. And they even have companies right now that you can go to. I know not too long ago, a local dealership of ours in my area, they were offering you an opportunity to shred your information absolutely free, no charge. And I know they had a line around the block, but people were doing that because a lot of people they don't have a shredder machine, but they're not very expensive at all. But if you can invest in a shredder, make sure you do that, because that efficiently gets rid of your information. Okay, so you want to make sure that you shred. Read your statement, pay your bill, and then shred it. Do not leave it around your home. All right, because you don't know, especially if you have traffic coming in and out of your house, you don't know who might pick up your mail. If a person may be visiting and you just have your mail laying around. So make sure when you take care of your bill that you shred it. All right? Oh, that's very, very important. Very, very important. Okay. Number 5. Number 5. Store personal documents at home. Store your personal documents at home. Ladies and gentlemen, you do not have to carry your birth certificate with you, all right? You don't have to carry your Social Security card with you. I used to be guilty of that. I carried my Social Security card with me in my wallet. It's a little wallet size. I put it in my wallet. That's where I thought it was supposed to go. Leave it at home. You know your Social Security by heart, so you don't have to carry it with you. If you have your medical card, like for example, if you're a senior, I know in the United States, if you're a senior, don't carry your red, white, and blue card, your Medicare card. Don't carry it with you. Leave it at home. All right. A lot of times, if you have an insurance card, it may be attached to your Medicare card, but don't carry that red, white, and blue card with you. And even your medical card, leave it at home unless you know you're going to the doctor. Because what happens? What if you lose your wallet? What if you lose your purse or you misplace it? All right. All of that valuable information is in there. You don't want to give anybody an opportunity to find out who you are and use your identity. So make sure that you leave important documents at home. Well, it might be your immigrant documents, insurance policy information. Don't take it with you. Leave it at home. Make sure you have a safe place, be it in a box or a safe, somewhere you can lock up. Don't even tell your family members unless you know that you need to let them know that on a need-to-know basis only, okay? But don't have your personal information like that on your person. You know, I don't want to put you on fear, but every time Dr. Benny did her presentation on cybersecurity, it irritated me. I mean, don't get me wrong, it wasn't her presentation. It was the fact that I realized that there's so much evil out here. And I just felt so uncomfortable. So I decided, I said, wait a minute now. It must be something really to this, what's going on out there. And I began to just look at it and say, you know what? In addition to that, let's find some practical ways that we can protect ourselves. So again, number 5, make sure that your personal information, your personal documents are at home. Do not take your Social Security card with you. You should know that by heart. All right. Do not take your immigration cards with you. All right. You don't have to carry your passport with you. You don't have to do you need it, but it should not be on your person every single day when you leave the house. You'll be surprised how many people carry that stuff with them. They're just not thinking. So if you're robbed or you lose, or you may absolutely lose it, okay? That may be your fault. You lost it. And somebody has your information, and everybody may not be honest to call you and return it to you, all right? So just make sure that you store personal documents at home. Number 6, and Dr. Benny always talks about this. Hey, she says, be very wary of unknown phone calls and emails. Now, when my phone rings, if it says out of area, or if it's an area code that I know is not part of my county or in my state, I don't even answer it. And it might be a legitimate call, but I don't even answer it. I'm so cautious about that now, okay? Even when I check my email. When I check my email before, it was like, oh my goodness. I have a story I need to share with you all. And I'm very embarrassed to share this with you all, but you all are my family. And I'm going to share this with you because this is just how important it is to make sure that you're on your game. Okay, about not taking unknown phone calls and things like that. It'll be a year in October that Dr. T was scammed. And it was a very, very serious scam. I'm embarrassed to tell you this, but I'm going to be very transparent. And I hope that you all don't think any different of me because, yes, they got me. They got me good. I got a phone call. At that particular time, I was working on a project. It might have been a local event. I'm always doing events. And I was very stressed. I was very busy. And my guard was down. And I got a phone call. And the gentleman on the other line, he identified himself as being a representative of my credit union. He identified the credit union. And he told me, this is very important. Listen to me very carefully. He told me that there was some activity in another state at a Target. Most of you may be familiar with the store Target, all right? And he told me there was some activity that they did not recognize and they flagged it. Now he had the lingo. He was very, very polite. He was engaging, and I'm listening to him and everything. And he told me, he said, listen, we're going to make sure that was not your transaction, so we're going to take care of that for you, all right? We're going to take care of that for you. And then he went to tell me, he said, we're going to close your card down, and you're going to be able to look for a new card in so many days. But this is where he got me. This is where he got me, ladies and gentlemen. He said, I want you, he said, I'm going to send you a code. I'm going to send you a code, and I need for you to give me that number. That's where he got me. And I did that. Again, he's engaging me. We're talking. I'm thinking that he's helping me. In fact, when we got off the phone, I called Tony. And I said, Tony, guess what? I said, this guy called me from my credit union, and he was so nice and everything, and he just saved me from a scam. He was the scammer. He was the scammer. Yes, Kumaran, he was the scammer. And so many days went by, and the only reason why I found out that it was a scam is when so many days went by, I did not get that card in the mail. So I decided to go into the agency to find out what was going on. And they looked at me like I lost my mind. They said, Miss Ford, you took all your money out your account. I said, what? He said, your account is cleaned out. There's nothing there. This person scammed me. They took all of my money. It was a little over $2,000. I had already paid it down so far, and they took everything I had remaining. I was so heartbroken, and they told me there's nothing we can do for you because you gave them your code. You gave them your code. I gave it to them, ladies and gentlemen. I gave it to them. You understand? I got a phone call. I didn't recognize the number. The guy was engaging. He took advantage of me. He took my money. So right now, I'm in the process of trying to build that account back up again. And of course, what happened? My credit score went down, right? Now I have another debt that I didn't make. And this person is probably laughing his behind off right now, saying, I got him. And he got me. And this was before Dr. Benny taught us about that. And I think a couple of weeks later, Dr. Benny taught on the very thing that I was scammed in. It has nothing to do with your education. It has nothing to do with your financial status, your age. These people are good. They're good. They're engaging. They know what to say. They know what to do. They know the lingo. They know how to get you to be vulnerable. And I was vulnerable that day, and they got me. So be very wary of unknown phone calls and email. When you check your email, if it's a company that you know that you have not given permission to contact you, let it go. Let it go. And if you get these phone calls all the time, you can stop those calls, okay? And you can go to, and this should be in the chat, www.donotcall.gov, and that's in your chat. All right, I don't know what kind of what they have available in other countries, but I know in the United States, it's www.donotcall.gov, and that should be in the chat. You can stop those unwanted phone calls coming to your phone. It will identify it as a scam, and it won't even go through. It'll just ring one time, and it won't go through anymore. Okay, so I want to make sure you all know that. So do not be caught off guard. This is something that happens all the time, even phishing. Phishing. Dr. Benny talked about this. And these are scammers who are trying to get your personal information from your computer, on your computer. All right? So make sure that you're always checking your email and don't click on things that you do not recognize. And make sure that if you look at the email, that it has the HTTPS on there. Make sure you check that part on there. That makes it legitimate. That means it's safe, it's secure. I didn't know that. These are things that I like that. I'm not one of those people that go around doing evil things, so I'm not thinking like that. So these are things we need to do to protect ourselves. Again, these are 10 practical ways. They're just practical, just things to safeguard yourself. So you look at if you have an email that's not familiar to you and it doesn't have the HTTPS on the end, then that means it's not a legitimate site. Don't open it. Don't click on it. Do not click on it. Okay? So number 6, be very wary of unknown phone calls and emails. That's something I had to learn the hard way. Number 7, this is Dr. Benny's favorite. This is her baby. Create difficult logins and passwords. Create difficult logins and passwords. Identity thieves are always, I don't know how they do it. I talked to Antoinette about this. I said, how do they do it, Tony? How are they able to scramble and find out what your password is, okay? And they're going to use things that they're going to try to use your if they know your family, or they may get something on the website about you. They may know your last name, they may know your first name, or things like that, your birthday. That's why it's so important that even when you're on the computer or when you're on your social media, that you don't put all that stuff out there, because I don't know how they do it, but they do it. Okay, so don't make sure you make your password that is at least, I think Dr. Benny said at least 12 to 13 characters long. Make sure you change it at least, 90 days. Some people say once a month. That might be a little excessive, but at least every 90 days, try to change your, okay, twice a month, okay, whatever, whatever you feel comfortable with. And then make sure you have some type of, I believe there's something that they offer you could put on your computer. It's a password saver, or you can put all your passwords in there and it keeps it for you, and it's secure. For the most part, it's secure. But don't put your personal password. Don't just put it on your computer somewhere and just leave it there. Or don't put it on your phone. Don't do that. All right, because if you lose your phone or something like that, they can also retrieve your password and login information that way. And also, if you have a cell phone, make sure that you use a password or passcode to get into your phone. It might be a little tedious, but it's worth it. In other words, when you're going to go into your phone, make sure you have those 4 digits, you know what I'm saying, to open up your phone. Because if you lose your phone, that means that nobody can get into your phone because you have it locked. And the only way they'll be able to get into is if they know your passcode. Don't give anybody your passcode for your phone or your computer. If you have to use a passcode to get into your computer, don't give it to anybody. No one has my passcode to get into my phone or my computer. All right? That's very important. These are little simple things. Again, practical ways to protect yourself, especially if you live with people, especially these young kids who are very computer savvy. They know how to get around all that. Don't even give it to them if you don't feel comfortable with that. All right? Make sure that's something that you safeguard. Does that make sense? Because people are here to take advantage of you, and you do not want to do that. So again, make sure that you have a passcode that's at least so many characters long, and don't use your things that are common to you that I may know you. Otherwise, don't be using Mabel Chan. Don't use that as your passcode. Okay, you might want to use a nickname or something that somebody may not know about you. All right, and when you use variable letter, different variables, your pound sign or the at sign or a question mark, things like that. Make the scammer or the hacker, make them work for it. Make them work for it. All right. Because you don't want to be a victim of that. You don't want to be a victim of that. And make sure you put a code on your phone. Unlock your phone by using a code. So if you lose your phone or you misplace it, all it takes is a thief is to take a moment to get into your phone. And most people have their bank accounts on their phone. They have credit card information on their phone. They have all kinds of things on their phone. Their phone is their life. So you would be very, very wise to make sure that you have to have a code to get into your phone or your computer. All right. So number 7, create difficult logins and passwords. Number 8. Now, I didn't know this. This is something I learned. Use one credit card for online shopping. Use one credit card. So what does that mean? Just what I said. If you do online shopping, make sure it's on one card. Why is that, Dr. T? So you can keep up with that. If you're using one time you're using a MasterCard, or another one a Visa card, another one American Express, a Discovery card, you're using all these cards. It's very easy for a person who wants to hack into your account to get you, and then you won't even remember the transaction because you're so busy using all these cards. When you have one card that you use, it makes it difficult. Okay, if a person tries to get into your card and they have to be successful, all right, they can track it. If you have the one card, the company can track the activity if you have that one card that you're using. All right. They even suggest that you don't even use a debit card. I don't know why, because I do have a debit card that I use when I do use online shopping. I do that. But I do use a debit card, but they were suggesting when I did my research that you do not even use a debit card. Use a credit card for that. But I think what they're trying to say for my research is make sure that you use one card that you know that you're doing your shopping on. That way, you can keep track of your activities. But if you use so many cards, you'll forget which card you use for what. And if you see activity on your cards, you may not recognize it because you've used so many different cards. All right. So that's another way to safeguard yourself. Use one credit card for online shopping. Number 9, keep your security, virus, and spyware software up to date. Dr. Benny always stresses this too. Okay? It's easy to skip over the prompts to update your software, but don't do it. When your computer comes up, when you put your computer on, it may tell you it's time for we have a spyware program we want to install. Let that happen. Okay, you may say, well, I'll do it later. Okay, but when you do it later, make sure you set a time where the computer can actually install the software to protect your computer. All right? And do not click on, when you're on your computer, how pop-ups may come on you when you're on your computer and you get these pop-ups. Don't click on that. Don't click on those. That may introduce a virus. Don't click on pop-ups because those things may introduce a virus. And that's the very thing that you're trying to avoid. You want to protect yourself against those things. So again, keep your security, virus, and spyware software up to date. And your computer will notify you when it's going to do that. When you turn your computer on, it's right. It's normally when you turn it on, it lets you know we want to install this, we want to install that. Okay? Let the computer do that. Make sure that everything is up to date. That keeps you protected. And try to avoid pop-ups because a lot of those pop-ups are illegitimate and they will cause a virus. Okay? I hope that makes sense. And then last but not least, number 10, be social media savvy. Now, Dr. T does not have a lot of activities on Facebook or Instagram. You know, I know that's the way to go. A lot of people who are famous and they're out there. I'm just not into social media. And maybe I should be because of what I'm doing. But I'm not out there like that. I do have a page. You can go on to Facebook and you can find your own uniqueness. You can go out there and find me. But I don't put a lot of personal information out there. I don't put out there if I'm traveling or if there's special dates that are coming up for me or birthdays. I don't do things like that. Okay, because that's another way if a person wants to hack or do something fraudulent, they go to social media platforms because they know a lot of people put their business out there. I don't know why everybody wants to put all their personal stuff out there. It's like they just feel like they're just so trusting. And I'm pretty sure the creator of Facebook, he intended for it to be a safe platform. But unfortunately, everybody who's on that platform are not people of integrity. So make sure that you safeguard yourself. If you're traveling, don't put down, I'm leaving on today, I'm going to the Bahamas. I'm leaving today, I'll be gone for 2 weeks. Okay, and my address is, don't do it. Don't do it, Kumaran. Don't do it. So make sure that your social media savvy. Make sure you protect your platforms. And also, too, make use of a social media privacy setting. Make use of your privacy settings, okay? Which make sure that you, when you have your photos out there, that you don't put out where you're going, what time you'll be back, and things like that, because people look for those kind of things. If they know that you're not home, if they know that you're not going to be home, that gives them an opportunity to even break into your home. Okay, go into your mailbox if you have not changed your mail or had your mail stopped. All kind of things that we can do. So again, I'm not a person who's into cybersecurity. That's Dr. Benny's expertise. But I wanted to give you 10 just practical areas, practical things that we can practice to keep ourselves safe. Let me do a recap. The first one I shared with you all is to make sure that you keep your mail safe. All right, make sure that you go into your mail. If you have a mailbox that's not attached to your home or it's not in a lockbox, make sure that you're every single day removing your mail from your mailbox. All right. And if you're going to be going out of town and you ask somebody to keep your mail, make sure that they go every day, but they may not be able to do that. So just make sure you call the PO, call the post office and say, look, I'm going to be out of town. Please stop my mail. All right. So make sure that you keep your mail safe. Number 2, read your account statements. Everybody may not be in the habit of reading their account statements. I'm guilty of that. I just look at the balance and make sure I'm paying it off. But now I'm going to be more conscientious and turn that bill over and making sure that every item on that bill is the transaction that I put on there. Okay? Read your credit report. Again, when you read your credit report, that lets you know that every account that you have is legitimate. You did not make an extra bill. There's a bill out there that you don't recognize. You need to make sure that you call the agency or call that company and find out what's going on with that activity. All right? Number 3, make sure you're shredding. When you read your mail, if it's important mail with your account numbers and things like that, make sure that you shred your mail. All right? Read your mail, pay your bill, shred it. Number 5, store personal documents at home. Don't take important documents with you. Your Social Security card can stay at home. Your medical insurance card can stay at home unless you know you're going to use it. Especially if you have that Medicare card. People can do a lot with that Medicare card. So don't take that with you. All right? Number 6, be wary of unknown phone calls and emails. I told you how I was scammed. Make sure if you see a number on there that you don't recognize, let them leave a message. Okay, listen to the answer machine. It might be a legitimate call, might be a doctor or somebody, but just make sure that you don't just answer it, because if you do that, you might find yourself in a situation like I was in. It has nothing to do with your education, your financial status. It can get you in a place where you're just vulnerable because you just don't know. You don't know what you don't know. All right? Number 7, create difficult logins and passwords. Make sure that your characters are not just the norm characters. Make sure that you use different signs. Don't use your birth dates if you don't have to. Don't use words like your name, your full names. Try to be creative when you create your passwords. At least 12 to 13 characters. I would say anywhere from 9 to 13 characters long. All right? Number 8, use one credit card for online shopping. That's for your benefit to keep track of what you're doing when you're online. Number 9, keep your security, virus, and spyware software up to date. That's very, very important. And last but not least, be social media savvy. If you practice these 10 practical ways, you'll be more apt to stay safe. These people are out there. They're good at what they do, but we have to do our part. And these are just practical ways to safeguard ourselves from losing our identity. My name is Dr. T, and thank you so much for allowing me to share. Thank you.
Wow, thank you. Thank you, Dr. T. Thank you for helping to protect us. Jeannie, who put up their hands? Dr.
I see Brother John, his hand is waving right in front of the camera.
Yeah,
Brother John.
as usual. Yep, let me go first. Yeah, thanks. Well, actually, this is very nice. Thank you, Dr. Ford, Dr. T. Great information. Actually, don't think this too simplistic, folks. First of all, I've actually heard Dr. Benny's presentation about this. And also, I already do and learned much of these hints and these tips on my own, from my own. I will admit, Dr. T admitted, I will admit that I had a situation myself. My identity has actually been stolen in the past. Even today, because of it, a lot of my personal information actually appears on the dark web. But because it happened a while ago, due to a situation, which I won't go into the detail of it, but I got taken online myself. Actually, it was on a telephone. Well, real quickly, real short, it was because I had an IT company that that helped me keep your computer running smoothly, and if there's anything wrong with it, that kind of thing. Unfortunately, that company was impersonated by disgruntled employees, so that when they talk to me on the phone, they actually know the secret questions and everything, that's very unusual. So I can't put it entirely on my own stupidity, because I actually thought I was talking to the company that I talk to all the time, and they had information that made me go, well, okay, this is the company. And they ended up doing some terrible stuff, got all my personal information. And anyway, though, I protected myself by, there is available to us certain companies. I'll just mention mine. I'm not trying to promote it, but it's called LifeLock. But there's many of these companies that are reputable, that if you sign up with them, they protect you. Not that you shouldn't do these tips. Every one of these things I do just by order, because I just learned my lesson, and they don't take time. All these things that Dr. T are 10 things she suggested, all easy to keep track of. I do every one of them. And also I have a company, though, that I do pay a fee, and only because my information could still show up out there, and they make sure that it's tracked or that I'm notified so that I don't run into trouble. So I just want to say that, yes, pay attention, folks. If you need to, go back and listen to, we have our recording or whatever, or if you hear Dr. Benny somewhere, write these down. I wrote them down again, even though I follow every single one of these tips already. Write them down and do them. And I don't even need to make suggestions, little thoughts that came to me that were in addition to, as I heard them. She covered it very well. And take this to heart, folks, because it'll protect you and keep you safe online. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Brother John. Thank you. Okay, the next, I see Dr. P. Patience hand. Dr. P.
Thank you. Thank you, sister. Oh, wow, Dr. T. Cybersecurity 101 for dummy. Cybersecurity 101 for dummy. Oh my goodness, Dr. Brother John came and took off my thought. Yeah, you said a lot. I'm not on social media as well, but I see a lot of dumb things on social media, or heard a lot of dumb things, and people have been robbed. If you're going away, remove your location. You can do that on your phone or use a VPN. If you use a VPN, your location will stay where your current location should be. If not, disable location so people cannot see where you're going. Wow, Dr. T asked why they're asking you to do credit card, not debit card. No, debit card is linked straight to your bank account, right? A credit card company is an independent company. And sometimes they try to, in the US here, they try to fight for you first. Like I check my statement, I do some of those things, not some of them, right? And I so many times the credit card company have refunded my money. I said, I don't know this payment, I don't know these people. They will go now and work for me to do that. But if it was my debit card, the banks don't have time to be doing that for you. They'll try, but they don't. You talk about processing things online. Make sure the website is secured. Secure, if there's an SDS secure thing, if you don't see that, go time there. What I tend to do, if they have PayPal on that website, I go through PayPal. And that has saved me too a couple of times. PayPal will go back and get my money for me. If you go through PayPal, it doesn't charge you any extra. You link your credit card with your PayPal account, pay by PayPal. But side that you're not sure, don't solve that problem. I'm talking about the US. I know we are on a global webinar. But Dr. T, you're not scamming somebody is not by education only. That you are right there. All we have to remember that banks will only call you if you have made a transaction. Like if you make a transaction, they think that's out of order, the fraud department will call you. If you have not made any transaction in recent time you think about, no bank will call you. And one of my sisters, her account was clean. When I say clean, this is, we talk about hundreds of thousands of dollars. Same thing, the call her, just it was some role play, just said, oh, we see an unusual activity in your account. We need you to get on the code right now. She was sleeping. It was like, she was disoriented. She said, why? Can I wait in the morning when I get up? They said, no, before you get in the morning, the person would have taken all the money in your account. We need to solve that problem now. We need this code. In her sleep, she gave that code, got up in the morning, her account was empty. Oh. So, so they get you there, right? They speak like that in institution. But if you just tell yourself that if you have not done any purchase or done anything that is they might consider unusual, banks will not call you. Credit cards will not call you. So just get that. If we get that, I'm trying to just say, no, but did I do anything? I said, no, you're not my credit card company. But the one that is funny that we don't know, beware even of relatives. I was calm off, I will not tell you the amount. Let me tell you, okay? really bad by a nephew, okay, with a business deal. And the business looked legit. I checked the business, everything. But it happened that he was a smart one, these young people, and said everything looks legit as a business. And 6 months, we could see business statement, looked like business was going well, and he disappeared in thin air with all my life saving. Okay, so be mindful even with relatives. Let's risk responsibly. I do not risk responsibly. And the one thing I want to say before we forget, Dr. T talk about shredding, and people might take this lightly. Your boarding pass, that stamp on your boarding pass, they give you that little thing, don't throw it anyhow. That thing has all your information in it. They scan on that. Anybody pick that and scan, all your information is there. Because that's how they can let you in the plane, because your information is there. So that is the one that you come back, you have to shred. If you travel a lot, don't throw your boarding pass anyhow. Your life information is on that thing. Let's keep safe your boarding pass. So shredding. I agree with you, Dr. T. They've robbed people because they put on status that or Facebook that they are traveling, they are going away. Then don't put your personal thing. My friend's father was scammed because they knew he had a son, okay? So they called the elderly father that your grandson has committed a crime. We need X number where the police normally will not call you that, ask for money. So putting a lot of things out there in social media is a good thing you want to share with your loved one, but be careful. Thank you, Dr. Tunishai. It looks like today, thank you, Mabel and Faith and Chris. Today was the best day for me to join OPassion, but these are things I would take for granted. But I've seen a lot of things. The one I don't do at all is to look at my credit report, but I check my score. By my bank statement, my credit card statement, I look at them. And if it's even if it's 1 penny, I'll call the bank. I don't know this penny counts on. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised how many things that people just can charge on your card without you knowing. So let's stay safe while we wait for the big fall. Thank you for letting me speak.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Patient. Thank you. And I appreciate you putting that, sharing that about what on the online shopping, because that's the point that I was trying to make, and not only for you to keep track of it, but like you said, it's secure, because when you do online shopping, if it's with a credit card, they can give your money back. But if it's a debit thing, that's to your bank, whatever, and then it's like they may not want to give that money back to you. So it's secure when you use a credit card when you're doing your online banking. So thank you so much for bringing that out. I appreciate that. Thank you, Dr. Patience.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, next we have Sister Antoinette. Sister Antoinette.
Wonderful. Yeah. Wonderful. As always, great presentation, great information. And there's a few things on the list that was given that I need to put into operation. And I truly appreciate the information that comes forth, and as always, so I appreciate you, Dr. T. I know that I should check my credit reports, and I have a lock, my mailbox is locked, but I don't always check it every day, and so it'll get jammed packed and all that. So it's a lot of stuff that I know I'm going to put into action. So I do appreciate the presentation that you've given us today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sister Antoinette. And next we have Sister Kushbu. Sister Kushbu, please. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. First of all, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. I really appreciate Dr. Tunisa. You just nail it on. You tell everything about security and everything about how to save our identity. But I would like to add a little bit thing. As today online shopping is so much popular to us. And we all are addicted to online shopping. In online shopping, when we get our parcel, our address, our phone number, our email address, all the details put over the wrapper, and we can't destroy the wrapper, and we put those wrapper into the dustbin openly. These may also harm us. So we should have to either cut those things or destroy the addresses, those things to make us secure. And one more thing, I think this should also we should also have to be aware, as nowadays life we open our Bluetooth in public areas, whether it is needed or whether it not to be needed. But due to Bluetooth, someone can hack our device easily. So we should have to avoid, if there is no necessity to open the Bluetooth. That's all from my side. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Kushbu. Yeah, thank you for highlighting the online shopping boxes and all that. Yeah, that is important. Thank you. Okay, anybody else would like to say something? Anything to add? Or to share? Or to thank Dr. Tunishai?
Dr. Deb.
Sister Debbie? Sister Debbie? I see your hand.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, my hand is darker than me. Oh, family, let me start by celebrating Passion. 5 years today, huh? 5 years in September. Did we forget that? No,
Yes.
let me see.
Going to be 3 years.
2021.
Yes, 2021.
2021 September. So we are celebrating that anniversary this month. So every Thursday we meet here will be a celebration of the birth of OPassion, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, yes. We
Yes.
forgot that one. This is awesome. Just amazing. Dr. T, thank you. You nailed it. Even if you're not a cybersecurity specialist, all those points you mentioned, I went through it last week. Yes, my SS number in that book and all of that, they've stolen my identity like Brother John has gone through. But if you are always meticulous about the things you do, it will never touch you, because the credit card companies do know that there's so many thieves out there. But the reminder is very helpful because it reminds us of things that we sometimes take for granted. So thank you so much for reminding us of what we know, and sometimes we slack in following up. Very much appreciated. And Brother Kumaran, thank you for that intro. You have just gone way beyond yourself. You keep beating yourself up and improving, and each week I see something new. Thank you. You make us so proud. And I mean, the fact that you're training yourself is a blessing. ONPASSIVE has really brought out another skill in you which you did not know existed, right? And we are benefiting from that skill. Thank you for sharing your knowledge with us. We appreciate you. And Sister Jenny and Sister Mabel and Sister Faith, you're always here, rain or shine. That's a blessing. That's a blessing. Thank you for always empowering us with your presence. Very much appreciate. Love you. Back to you, Sister.
And may I make a statement too? May I make a before you go on? I wanted to personally thank Queen Debbie.
Yes.
If it weren't for Queen Debbie, I wouldn't be on this platform, because I believe she invited me. She asked me. I didn't know about OPassion. She told me about it and she asked me to be on this platform. And so, Debbie, I appreciate you for thinking enough of me to ask me to be on this wonderful webinar on this platform. So I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Thank you. That was with a year ago now. I think you asked me. I don't remember the first time I spoke, but it's been about a year now since I've been with you guys.
Yes, yes.
Everything. So I appreciate you so much.
Yes.
Yeah, I love you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Debbie.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Debbie. Yeah, you have really connected us to many, many wonderful people, like Dr. Tunishai, Brother John, and many others that you have connected us, like Dr. Patience, and who else, Mabel? Many, many more, right?
Dr. Derek.
Dr. Derek. And many, many more. So, Debbie, Sister Debbie, we really appreciate you. Yeah, we want to appreciate you. We want to really thank you for connecting us. And also, Brother Kumaran, yes, I want to add to what Sister Debbie said. I think you have really, really, polished yourself up so much, since you joined, ONPASSIVE. The last time you say, no, Mabel, I don't want to talk. Mabel, I don't want to speak. Mabel, Mabel, I don't want that, right? You only want to hide behind. But now look at you. You are a shining star.
Yes.
You are a polished diamond now. Polished.
Yeah.
We appreciate you, Kumaran. We appreciate you, and we know that it's a lot of hard work. We know that you put in many, many hours to do all your research and to dig out all the details of different speakers that come on board, and do up all those videos for us. We thank you and we want to appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And for people like Brother John and Sister Debbie, I know Sister Debbie was absent for a while, but because you were traveling, we know. If not, rain or shine, you are with us. So thank you so much for all your support. Yeah, and also we want to thank Sister Dr. What's Benny,
Patience?
Dr. Benny. Yeah, Dr. Benny.
Dr. Benny,
She's also always here with us, rain or shine. But now she's doing some studies or she's working, so she could not join us for a while, but we know that her heart is with us. So we also want to thank her. Yeah, and also Dr. Patience. We know you're with us. Thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah, and then, okay, and many, many others, like Sister Antoinette and all that. We know you're always here supporting us. Thank you. And I see Brother Kumaran's hands up. Okay, over to you, Brother Kumaran.
Okay, okay, thanks for all the compliment. I must say thanks to Mabel for putting me one of the hosts in this team. But then before that, I just want to tell Sister Debbie, can you adjust your camera a bit behind so that we can see your head, the full.
Beautiful today. Beautiful.
Okay.
It's like the what? The Egypt queen, right? Okay, Dr. T. That's a lot. That's a lot. But then it's just nice because in future we can get prepared for, because once the apple comes, at the moment it's not many apples, so we don't take it serious. But then like our CEO says, a lot of things have to be taken notice. It's very important. All this what you are sharing is very important. I think we have to spend more time in in our security, because it's not only for us. We have to preserve, and we have to hand over to our next generation. So everything must be really to take care. Even recently, last week, just about a few days, I received a call. The call is, but normally I will answer, even there's no name. Sometimes if it's just the numbers, I will answer, because maybe who knows, somebody relation, or, close friends, I will answer. So I answered this call. The best part, say I'm calling from Microsoft.
Microsoft?
Yeah, I'm calling from Microsoft.
Oh.
Then I said, why Microsoft? Microsoft is calling me. So I said, which Microsoft? From where? Then the call says, I'm from the Washington DC, Microsoft from Washington DC office.
Yeah.
Then I know already this is funny because the local number, but then they are calling from US. So I know this is something wrong. Then I say, is what is regarding? No, someone has hacked your computer and we can trace that something is happening to your computer. So I would like to advise you from people hack your phone or hack their computer. And I say, how you know? But no, our system is showing. So can you please take down this ID? Then I simply delay the phone and I just say, then I was listening to a voice. Her voice, see, in India, people who are working in all the telemarketers, they are well trained. They are well trained. They really can speak the English according to the US people. They are follow the slang exactly. But this slang is typical slang from South normal Indians. They speak English. The slang is there already. So I heard the slang and I know the number is wrong. It's a local number and I know she's telling lie. So I asked her straight away, you telling you're calling from Microsoft Washington, but your slang is like a typical Indian phone number, Indian slang, and you are using local phone number in Malaysia. What's wrong with you? Then I say like that, they hang the phone. That's it. Uh, so, 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 I mean, it's all because I must say thanks to Dr. Benny because I'm a good student to her. I learned a lot from Dr. Benny's training, all right? So another thing I want to say, please, like what Dr. T said, the social media, all my video source, I get it from the Facebook.
Okay.
So, future, all the founders, please stay away from Facebook.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I don't know who is following y'all.
Yeah.
I'm good-hearted. I just take for education purpose only. Right? Even brother John Barella also I can take, but then his photo always in the YouTube, so no need to worry. So that's why. Thank you, Dr. T.
Thank you. Thank you, Kumaran. And I really do appreciate your introduction. I hadn't seen that in so long. I started crying. It's like, oh my God, it's been a long time. No, it's been a long time. Tony, tell him it's been a long time since I've seen that intro. Oh my God, I want to get back on TV.
Yeah.
John, I need to get back out there, John. I need your help. Need your help,
And
John.
all of her episodes are out there on YouTube, and they're very good. And I'll give a short testimony. Some years ago, I was having problems, and they had diagnosed me with they were saying that I was on the verge of having cancer. And that, you know how they say you're in stage 1, stage 2, and all that. Well, I was in stage 0. So I didn't quite understand what they were saying. So I pulled up one of Dr. T's shows that dealt with cancer. And the title of the show is How Did I Get Cancer? I think it was something like that. And I watched the show, and then I understood what they were saying. And so I confirmed, and it was like, it was at the beginning, it was a trace. It hadn't quite became bona fide cancer, but it was a trace. And in the show, the technician explained that at any given time, we've all had cancer. And all cancer is a cell that's gone array. It's decided it's not going to die, it's going to hang on.
Right.
And so what's supposed to happen is as we develop cells, they last for so long, they die, and another one takes its place. And so in understanding that, then I was assured in everything. And I praise God for a lot of her shows, and they have reached people. And like the glycogen storage disease, there were people who didn't know what was going on. And because of that show, they went back to their doctors and were able to get proper treatment. So it's stuff like that. And I just had to share. Thank you, Dr. T.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And thank you, Cameron.
Thank you, Sister Antoinette, for sharing. Mabel, back to you.
Yeah. You know, we receive in Singapore, we also receive many, many scam calls, the attempts every day they come, you know. And I do not know America, they have this scenario where someone will call and just even mention your name. Like, for example, hi, Mabel. Then I would say, who are you? Then they will reply, oh, come on, we are longtime friends. You can't even recognize my voice. You can't recognize my voice. And then if you were to respond and say, oh, is it Peter? He will definitely say yes, and then the conversation will continue, you know. And what probably they want is also to record your voice. Record your voice for something, you know, to replay to somebody else. And but I think there are people who respond and say, oh, is it Tom? Is it John? And then that's it. They say, yeah. And then I do not know what else, but I don't entertain them. I know. So I'll just put down the phone. So it is true. They are getting smarter and smarter every day, you know, coming with new ways to trick us. So we just need to be very, very alert. And another thing which my sister was also recently responded is right early in the morning when you are less alert, the phone call may come and you may just fall into it. So we just have to be very careful and
Very
trust
careful.
the Lord. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I like what you said, Mabel, and trust the Lord. I don't want to be deep and spiritual.
Yep.
But you know, in addition to everything I just shared, you have to pray. You have to pray and just ask God to just cover you. You know what I mean? And that's what I do. Maybe I may sound silly to a lot of you, but that's what I do. I ask God to cover me because you don't know what you don't know. Okay. And they're getting more sophisticated every single day. And even if you practice what Dr. Benny has taught, practice these 10 ways to protect yourself, there's always another way they can try to get in. And that's where God wants to, he wants to cover us. You know, acknowledge him. Let him do what he does. Ask him to cover you. Ask him to cover your finances, to cover your computers, your phones, your accounts. Ask him to do that. That's not an unrealistic prayer. He wants to do that. He wants to be a part of every area of your life. And that's how I make it. I mean, because you never know from day to day what's going to happen. It's only by a miracle that we're all right on this platform. It's a miracle that we're all here. You can get a phone call or a text, Mabel, saying Dr. T's not here anymore. That can happen. That's how real things are. So we need to be thankful every day that we are on this earth and we're breathing and acknowledge him. Thank you for being alive. Thank you for taking care of you and your family. I'm just very adamant about that because I can't do it. I don't know about anybody else, but I can't live without him. I can't live without him, and I don't know how anybody else can. So he's my everything.
Yeah.
He's my everything, and I appreciate him.
Yeah.
I do. I tell him every day I appreciate him.
Although he is invisible, but he is very real. If you
Very
would just
real.
tell him to protect you, and
That's right.
That's it. He's very real.
That's right. Thank you.
So, Jeannie, we have Dr. T to give us the last word, and then we close.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, Dr. T, I know you just spoken, but you can still give us a little bit more. Yes. Yes, Kumaran.
Yeah, before Dr. T do the last, I just want to share since Dr. T talking about God and miracles. this is a real story happened. I just want to, one of my friends. Okay, this is something to do with the social media and the God. Uh, my friend really saw I mean, if you really believe in God, the God will protect you. So I just let you know the scenario what happened. He was very, I mean, he liked to entertain friends in the Facebook. So he came across one a foreigner from a lady from US, not US, UK, sorry, UK, and this person came to the chatting, and suddenly one day the person says she want to travel to Malaysia, and then the reason she said is that she got lands in Malaysia, and she want to come and sell the property, and she want the my friend to assist her. So then he says since she's coming to come and sell the properties and everything, so he thought maybe he can get commission, something like that. So she said, okay, no problem, I can assist. So she gave the flight, the ticket, everything on the which date she's coming, flying from,
Wow.
she's coming from UK to Dubai transit, send the ticket, everything. So my friend was waiting and, almost want to go and fetch her in the airport. But then before the time came, one call came from the airport. The call says, call the friend. It seems she been stopped by the immigration, and she cannot come out from the immigration, and she needs the friend to make a payment online so that she can, because she bring a lot of cash, and the customs stop her, and so she needs help from my friend. So my friend called me personally and say some cash, almost about 1,000. I say, why you want to go and simply go and give the person you do not know? But then I say I ignore. But then since he is very close with my, I mean, he's more involved in the accident, he managed to go and get the 1,000 and went to the bank to bank into the account. But then he was so confident, why? Because another local person, because this is a syndicate, a scam, another call, they say it's another person call, it seems he's a custom officer. And the friend, the lady is in front of her, and yeah, you're going to bang into the customs number. So that's why he got more confident. So the best part, he already withdraw the money 1,000 and want to go in because this time is the online, from account to account still don't have. So they are still doing manually. Have to go and use the hard cash and deposit. So what happened? He withdraw 1,000, and 10 piece of 100. And when he went and banging in the machine, he on. So the running, running. Remember, from everyone's experience, if the machine reject, it will reject either one piece or two piece, right? We got experience, right? We bang in the cash and the pieces, maybe one reject or two reject. When my friend went and bang in, the 10 piece all reject. The machine just say all false, ask him to, forge note, re-bang in again. So he takes out, he got, that's where he got a click. How come he think, why he's got experience first time. He bang it and all the notes been reject, and he feels something fishy, something like the God himself don't want him to be banging. So what he did is he called the customs departments, the departure arrival. He went and called and he asked, this person arrived. The immigration, I mean, the arrival say all the passenger from this all gone back. Nobody is here. Oh my God. Then he knows already this is a scam. So he put on. Then after about 15 minutes time, the person called. Oh, you're supposed to help me to bang in. Why never bang in? He said, you don't lie to me. I just checked with the immigration. You don't try. Quickly they put down the phone. So when Dr. T say that God will protect you, I mean, this guy is just because of the ATM machine and the reject. note, and that was a miracle that the God really, oh my God, it means the money just gone.
Yeah.
Yes, praise God. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
God.
Thank you for sharing. Well, I guess it's my turn. Thank you so much. Thank you again for this awesome platform. Happy anniversary, 5th year anniversary to you all. You are doing a fabulous job. And thank you for allowing me to bring this topic. I am not the expert. There are many areas that I need to come up in. I want to be transparent about that. And always remember that when a speaker comes on board, they are the first partaker of their message. You know what I'm saying? It's for their learning too. So I want to just encourage all of us to be vigilant in protecting ourselves and taking these 10 practical, simple ways to protect your credit, protect your identity from fraud, scams, things like that, because they're out there and they're very shrewd. They know what they're doing. And we can stay on top of our game by just applying these simple, practical ways to protect ourselves. And when we apply these areas, we apply these things, I promise you that we'll be well on our way to staying safe and being ahead of the game. Thank you so much again for a wonderful, awesome platform. I hope you all have a wonderfully blessed day and enjoy the rest of your week and have a great weekend. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Tunishai.
Thank you.
And thank you all
Thank you,
who have
everyone.
shared.
Thank you, Dr. T.
Thank you, Dr. T. Thank you, Internet. Thank you, John.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you, Joanne.
Thank you, Debbie.
Thank you,
Have a blessed
Joanne, for
day.
so faithfully
Bye-bye, John.
supporting us.
Bye-bye,
Joanne.
Kumaran. See you
Bye,
later.
everyone.
Bye-bye,
See you
Jenny.
next
Bye,
week.
Bye,
Nicole. Bye,
Kumaran.
Faye.
Dr.
Bye-bye, Debbie.
Bye,
Thank
Dr.
you, Sister
Patience.
Pastor.
John Barilla. Bye. Bye. Goodbye, Kumaran
Bye.
Ford.
God bless. See everyone next
God bless you.
Sunday.
God bless you all. Thank you. Bye-bye.
God bless.